Possible improvements coming to Pullman Airport Road.
Governor Inslee signs a new bill. What that could mean for small businesses.
From the Northwest Public Broadcasting Studios on the campus of Washington State University, this is Murrow News 8.
I'm Jared Bradley.
And I'm Jake Knight. Welcome to Murrow News 8.
Pullman is preparing for commercial growth along Airport Road, and the City Council is preparing for improvements to the roadway. According to Moscow Pullman Daily News, the City Council will be asked to approve a design plan for the road. The plan comes with a price tag of about $125,000. The road needs improvements because of the new plan to expand the airport to include a new terminal.
Students at the University of Idaho might need to get their cap and gowns ready. According to Pullman Radio News, University of Idaho President Scott Green says there is hope for an in-person commencement ceremony this spring. The status of the ceremony, scheduled for May, will depend on Idaho's reopening stages and pandemic protocols.
According to Pullman Radio, WSU has reported 7 new COVID-19 cases. There are now 9 active cases on campus, with 5 of them being students. That number of cases is down from Monday's 15. The positivity rate has dropped to 0.6%.
There were 5 new confirmed cases of COVID-19 in Whitman County today. Whitman County Public Health reported that the majority of these new cases are coming from patients 39 and under. Since the beginning of the pandemic, Whitman County has seen over 3,200 cases and 37 deaths.
Idaho Public Health has launched a new online dashboard that tracks the COVID-19 vaccine rollout in the state. According to Pullman Radio, Griffin Medical Center in Moscow has administered about 1,900 doses of the vaccine thus far, and currently they have about 200 more doses. Another medical clinic in Moscow has administered all of its 500 doses that it has received thus far. The link for the dashboard will be posted on our website.
Researchers say it is safe for mothers with the coronavirus to continue to breastfeed with proper precautions. According to WSU Insider, out of the 37 milk samples submitted by 18 different mothers diagnosed with COVID-19, none of the samples contain the virus. Researchers also found that nearly 2/3 of the samples contain antibodies specific to COVID-19.
One person is dead following an officer-involved shooting in Idaho Falls. According to the Idaho Falls Police Department, it appears that the shooting was accidental. Officers were in pursuit of a man who fled from a traffic stop when they received information about an armed suspect. The person was not the suspect, but actually a resident who was allegedly armed in his backyard. Chief Bryce Johnson said officers tried to revive the man, but the attempts failed. The shooting is under further investigation.
Governor Inslee signed off on Senate Bill 5061, which is intended to help both people and small businesses during the pandemic. Originally, there was scheduled to be a $1.7 billion increase to unemployment taxes for employers through 2025. This bill will additionally raise the minimum weekly unemployment benefits to $270, up from $201, according to the Seattle Times.
One of the big topics during the pandemic has been the struggle for local businesses. But recently, in Pullman, a new restaurant with a unique menu managed to open. Murrow News 8 reporter Luke Walker has more.
Josue has been working in the restaurant industry for decades and loves serving Greek food.
My background, Egyptian, 75%, 25% Greek. I was born in Cairo, Egypt, and I've been in the United States for 47 years.
Eventually, he opened 2 restaurants in Oregon by the name of Yaya Nikki.
Yaya in the Greek means grama, and Nikki is just grama Nikki, and that's what Yaya Nikki means.
His son Monir convinced his dad to open a 3rd Yaya Nikki in Pullman during a pandemic.
It's like, this area is so cool, you know, and so initially I came, and then once I came, then we kind of conversed with the family trying to get another business here in this area.
During a pandemic, it's been more common for businesses to close rather than to open, but Monir has a more positive outlook.
We really enjoy Pullman. I enjoy the diversity and the culture of the community.
To open a restaurant during a pandemic, Yaya Nikki took what was a drive-through bank and turned it into a restaurant.
It's a drive-through. It used to be a banner bank drive-through. Then later on, as we become successful and provide good quality food, we can look in a bigger place and have a sit down. But right now with the COVID-19, there's a lot of challenges.
I'm Luke Walker, Murrow News 8.
Coming up, the second impeachment trial of former President Trump begins.
And temperatures are dropping in the Palouse, what that could mean for your morning commute. More coming up on Murrow News 8. According to AP News, former President Donald Trump's historic second impeachment trial began today with footage of him encouraging a rally crowd to fight for his presidency and march to the Capitol back in January. Trump is being charged with inciting the mob siege of the Capitol and is the first president to be twice impeached. His lawyers insist he is not guilty, while prosecutors say new evidence will be presented against the former president. Trump has declined a request to testify at his trial.
Key findings were announced today on the causes of the helicopter crash that killed Kobe Bryant and his daughter Gianna early last year. According to AP News, the National Transportation Safety Board said the pilot who crashed the helicopter, Ara Zobayan, blindly flew into a wall of clouds, which led to severe disorientation and ultimately the plunge of the helicopter into the California hills. Vanessa Bryant said the pilot was careless and should have aborted the flight. No comment has been made by anyone connected to Zobayan on the recent findings of the crash.
According to KARE 11 News, one person is dead and 4 more are hospitalized following a shooting at a health clinic in Buffalo, Minnesota. According to authorities, Gregory Ulrich of Buffalo was arrested for the shooting. No motive has been released, but Ulrich is said to have had a long history of conflict with the clinics in the area.
It's getting real chilly out there. What's the weather looking like, Tiara?
Thanks, Jared. Be sure to grab your blankets and grab a good movie because it's going to be snowing on and off throughout the night. The temperature high is of 31 and a low of 19. Across Washington, there will be, in Spokane, it'll look similar to Pullman, where there will be a high of 30 and a low of 16. In Tri-Cities, there will be a low of 23 and a high of 37. In Yakima, it's kind of getting a little warmer up there, but still cold, and it'll be a high of 39 and a low of 19. On the west side of Washington, make sure you make some extra time in your commute because there will be frost in the morning. There's a high of 40 in Seattle and a low of 31 in Seattle. In Olympia, there will be a high of 42 and a low of 28. For our 5-day weathercast, on Wednesday, there'll be a high of 31 and a low of 19. And on Thursday, there'll be a high of 29 and a low of 12. On Friday, it'll start snowing again and be a high of 22 and a low of just as 5. So bring your coats out on Friday. On Saturday, it'll be just as cold with a high of 18 and a low of 6. On Sunday, there'll be a high of 21 and a low of 11, so also make sure you bring your coats out on Sunday. Thank you. Back to you guys.
After the break, how did the WSU women's golf team do in their invitational?
And is Russell Wilson fed up at the Seahawks? Still more to come on Murrow News 8.
Let me tell you about the toughest guy on earth. He does the work of 2 jobs, but only gets paid for one. He's tough enough to feed the man that gave him a lifetime of nourishment. He has the crazy strength to lift the man that raised him up without even flinching. That's right. No employee of the month bonus check here. This guy, no, this warrior, will always be by his father's side, even if his dad will hardly remember. Good luck finding a gym to train for that. If this guy isn't the toughest guy on the planet, then I don't know who is. Caregiving is tougher than tough. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Good evening, I'm Korea Pound with your sports update. WSU Women's Golf teed off their 2021 spring season yesterday in a two-day invitational down in Santa Fe, California. The Lambkin Invitational, hosted by San Diego State University, started with first and second round action Monday and concluded with third round action today. The Cougars finished 7th out of 11 teams in the Invitational, losing to rival schools such as UCLA, USC, and Colorado. The number 1 ranked Gonzaga Bulldogs defeated the BYU Cougars in Provo, Utah last night 82-71 to remain undefeated on the season. Freshman guard Jalen Suggs in Gonzaga led in scoring with 24 points, while sophomore forward Drew Timme collected 13 rebounds off the glass. BYU did cut the deficit down in the second half, but Gonzaga widened the lead to win the game. The last time Gonzaga lost a basketball game was to this BYU team February 22nd of last year, when Gonzaga was ranked number 2 in the nation. Seahawks quarterback Russell Wilson expressed his frustrations with the organization about the amount of times he has been hit and wants more say in decision-making. According to ESPN, Wilson told reporters on Zoom today that he wants to be more involved with the team's personnel decisions. In his career, Wilson has been sacked 394 times throughout 9 seasons, the most since the 1970 merger. Some sad news today as former NFL coach Marty Schottenheimer passed away at the age of 77. Schottenheimer was one of 7 head coaches in the NFL history with 200 regular season wins. Schottenheimer was battling with Alzheimer's disease since he was diagnosed in 2014. Schottenheimer was the 8th winningest coach in NFL history. He is survived by his wife, his 2 sons, and 4 grandchildren. What special day is it today?
We'll tell you after the break.
Dad, they took over my bedroom. Come on, come on. Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. Dad! You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Get your ovens ready because today is National Pizza Day. Whether you like the classic cheese pizza or everything on it, everybody has an excuse for today to be a cheat day. I'm excited to have a cheat day today, Jared. What is your favorite kind of pizza?
I love me some chicken pizza, Jake. Chicken pizza is just it's a nice mix of flavors and you get a little bit of chunky meat right on top.
I like it.
Thanks for watching. If you missed anything in this or any of our previous newscasts, you can always watch us on our YouTube channel.
More news can be found at nwpb.org/mn8, and you can follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Have a good night.